Have you tried diet after diet without finding long-term success? Well, believe it or not, it's not you. So many people think they know what they need to do to get healthy, but there's so much misinformation out there that many of us are sabotaging our health goals without even knowing it. Hi, I'm Carrie, a wife, mom, educator, and certified nutrition coach. After being frustrated by dieting and all the confusion out there about what actually works, I decided to figure it out. And what I discovered on my journey challenged everything I thought I knew about nutrition. And the solution is actually much simpler than you realize. So now, I'm on a mission to disrupt everything you think you know about nutrition too. Welcome to the Diet Disruptors Podcast. Today's podcast is brought to you by Disruptive Nutrition's Trifecta Transformation. If you are really ready to see different results, you have to do something different. Our invite-only exclusive program is unlike anything you've ever experienced before. Think of it as nutrition and life coaching thrown together with unwavering targeted support, personalized programming, and a way to finally organize, well, your entire life. Because if we can't do something forever, we shouldn't be doing it now. So we have to teach you how to show up differently for yourself in ways you likely haven't ever done before. We don't tell you what to eat. We teach you how to fuel your body in the way that it needs. We don't tell you what to do. We show you, coach you, and support you to make sure it works for your life, your schedule, for your goals. But teaching you how to eat isn't enough because we know it's our thoughts and our beliefs that dictate our actions. If you don't take this journey of self-awareness with us, you won't recognize your triggers and your mindsets that might be holding you back. The relationship you have with your body, with food, and with your value all stem from your beliefs and what you tell yourself. If we don't support you in that part of your journey, knowing how to eat will never be enough to make lasting change. And let's face it, life is crazy and we can't always control our circumstances. Busy women tend to put themselves last when the chaos ensues, and we end up back where we started, frustrated, defeated, and tired. While you may be feeling motivated at one point, experience reminds us that motivation doesn't last, and eventually we just give up when things get too hard. That's why with our Trifecta Transformation, we will teach you how to keep going even when the motivation wanes. And we do that really well. We have a saying around here, you can't always control your circumstances, but you can control your response. And we show you how to do just that. Our success rate is high, and that's because what we teach is right. It's simple and it's transformational. But it's also because we only invite those who we believe are truly committed and ready to make the change. So if you are interested, go to our website at disruptivenutrition.com and book a free call with a coach today to see if this approach is a good fit for you. Well, hey, Diet Disruptors, Carrie here, and welcome to another episode of the Diet Disruptors Podcast. Look how fancy I am. I got myself a new little microphone and I used it for, I've been doing a few speaking events and things like that, and it's come in super handy. And now, look, I get to walk around. Look, you can still hear me. You can still hear me. For those of you that are listening, you're like, what is going on? I'm walking around right now, and it makes me so happy. I have my stand-up desk. I'm walking around, and it makes me feel a little bit badass. Can I say that? Can I say ASS? Because I'm hands-free. It's like, it reminds me of, this is going to be like such a funny memory. Do you remember the first time you had like a headphone from your phone? Oh no, I remember what it was. It was the first time I was driving hands-free, talking in my car with the speaker phone, like in the car. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I can drive and like I can just hear it on my phone in my car. And it was just crazy. That's how I feel right now. I'm like wireless. Anyway, it took me a while to get that set up. What, 10 years? So I don't know if I'll use this all the time because it's not the most comfortable thing, but I just did some live stuff, like some speaking stuff. So I just had it on. So I thought, I'm going to use this for the podcast. Okay. Is it fun? Yeah. So wherever you are tuning in from, if you are watching me live, say hello. We stream live every Monday in our Diet Disruptor Squad Facebook group. If you are not a member there, you got to go check it out. My coaches and I hang out in there, and we give all sorts of tips of living a life of what I call food freedom. I love it, and it's powerful. So make sure, if you're not already in the Diet Disruptor Squad, you go enjoy it. We stream live in our Facebook page on Facebook, in our YouTube channel. So if you are a YouTuber, go check out YouTube at Diet Disruptors. If you do not follow us on Instagram, make sure you do. Totally different things there. And the best part is we give away recipes on a regular basis. I like to post quick, easy blood sugar balancing recipes that your whole family will love. And we only post them over there in the Instagram. So Disruptive Nutrition is over there. I'm also on Instagram, and I post all sorts of stuff about all the things, including my TV show excerpts that I have. If you haven't seen our TV show, we're on Food Freedom on Brinks.tv. But if you are in the airport, look up, because we stream live in there like 5 or 6 days a week. But you can go follow me on Instagram to see where I am, what I'm doing, all the things. Carrie_Lapoli Instagram. All right. So today, we are going to talk about the thing that we talk to women the most about that eludes them. So the concept of eating healthy is kind of a confusing one. And let me tell you why. Because this is so very often, if I do a live event, or if women are interested, they find us and they want to like talk to us more about how we work with clients, then they'll get on a call with us. And we literally talk to, I mean, depends on how often we keep our calendar open, but some months we can talk to hundreds of women. And there is a common theme with so many of them. They're dieting until they're just like tired of it. And they're like, I'm done. I can't keep doing this anymore. I'm giving up. I'm just going to try and eat healthy. I'm just going to try and not think about it anymore and just eat healthy. Well, the problem is, like, food becomes still binary. When we're dieting, there's food that's good or bad, food that's on the list that you're allowed to have, and food that you can't have. And if you're having food you can't have, you're cheating. So of course, dieting always makes you feel like you're feeling guilty. But then when we go the route of just eating healthy, we just replace the bad and the good, or the can't have this, can't have this thing, with healthy and unhealthy. And when food stays binary, when we eat something unhealthy, when we're just like, I'm not going to diet anymore, I'm just going to eat healthy, we still have that same feeling of guilt and shame and all that stuff. It's craziness. But in addition to that, eating healthy can actually still throw our body completely out of whack. So I have so much to talk about today. And because I have my hand-free microphone, I'm just going to like dance around and talk about it all. We're going to really I don't know if we're going to say like unravel, but I am going to kind of unravel this whole eating healthy thing, and why so many of you feel like, well, I'm trying to eat healthy and I'm still gaining weight. Like, why is that? I'm going to tell you right now. So let's get going. For those of you that don't know me, I don't always introduce myself. I'm Carrie Lapoli. I am the founder and creator of Disruptive Nutrition, where I say we are disrupting what people think they know about nutrition in their bodies, because there's so much confusing information out there. And we offer a simple, sustainable, and satisfying approach where women can truly dig into what their bodies need, what is going on with our mindset. If you've ever said, I know what to do, I just don't do it, you know your mindsets are a big part of all of this, as well as that little voice in the head that tells you you're not enough. And sustainability are 3 pillars: mind, body, sustainability. And this is a journey with disruptive nutrition that is all about self-discovery and truly doing something different so you can get something different. I am passionate about teaching this to women as an educator. I am about an education. I always say no program should be based on a product. If you ever have to do a program and buy a product to be able to do it, run away as fast as you can. If you are ever taught to do, or not taught, because nobody's taught, but told that with a diet, you can't have this, you can't have that, and basically you can't live your life, run away from that. And the reason I started disruptive nutrition, even though I was a very successful educator, I was a national educational consultant, traveling the country, speaking and training all about my expertise as a behavior specialist. But when I got my health on track and realized how bamboozled I was, how confused I was, and how unfair it was that the diet industry refuses to teach us what we need to know about our bodies and how we overcome our disempowered mindsets about who we are and what we need to be doing on a regular basis to be able to actually improve our relationship with our body and food, I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to go do it. So I just left my full-time amazing job that I loved to do this because it was that important. So on our podcast every week, I am digging in a little bit to mind or body or sustainability so that you can start to see exactly why all those diets that you've been doing haven't been working. Well, they have been. They've worked exactly the way that they've been designed to work, to give you a little bit of success around losing weight for a little bit of time, only for you to fall off because it wasn't sustainable, blame yourself, and then go back for more. It's an amazing sales model. So we are all about an education here, and that is what I am committed to. And for those of you that are clients that work with us, you know that you are a lifetime family member with us, and we love and honor you and just appreciate your trust. All right, so eating healthier. So I want you to think about this. And the thing that we teach about all the time is not about dieting. It's not about deprivation. I always say what thrives in a deficit? Absolutely nothing. Calories in versus calories out is an antiquated process. I did a podcast on that. Eating healthy is important. Let's be honest. But what does that mean? I always say this. Food is not good or bad. Food is not healthy or unhealthy. Food serves our body and food serves our soul, and we need both. And we have to serve our body more than we serve our soul. Just like we can't have Christmas every day. It wouldn't actually be special. And when we serve our soul, yeah, we're not going to be serving our body, but a healthy body does not hold on to weight. A healthy body can handle not being perfect. It's just like any other relationship. If you are in a strong, committed relationship that is built in trust, you don't have to be perfect. My husband and I have been married for 24 years. And if I kind of freak out on him and I'm kind of a jerk, I know he's not just going to go and divorce me the next day because I can make mistakes. I can be kind of a jerk and we're going to work it out. And marriage is never 50-50. Sometimes it's 60-40. Sometimes it's 70-30. Sometimes it's 100-0. But it all balances out in the end. And that's what happens when you are focusing your body through the lens of a relationship that is strong and committed, through the lens of 1% each day, through the lens of consistency versus perfection, and through the lens of understanding what your body's love language is. It's all around blood sugar stabilization. What is that? Well, when our blood sugar is all wackadoo and dysregulated, all sorts of havoc happens on our body. So not only do we gain weight or have trouble releasing weight, but our hormones are completely out of whack. If any of you are going through menopause, I can guarantee you it's part of your struggle is that your blood sugar is not regulated. But also metabolic disease. 9 out of 10 people are dying today of metabolic disease. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, even stroke and cancer can all be attributed to balanced blood sugar. So the reason I tell you that is because if you are eating quote unquote healthy, super important, right? Because I like to say food that serves my body, clean, whole, unprocessed food is going to absorb better in my body. It's going to give me the nutrients it needs. It's self-care. Like cookies is not self-care. Actually eating vegetables and proteins and fats and all of that is serving my body, and it is ultimately self-care. However, you can spike your blood sugar when you eat healthy. So the first time I learned this was well over 10 years ago when I was in a really bad place with my health. So I ended up joining a gym. My kids started talking about calories when they were 5 and 6 years old. And it was like, I got to do something. I did the only thing I knew how to do. I figured I'd eat less and work out more. So I go to the gym and then a nutritionist there says, what do you think is more correct, eating an apple or pizza with chicken? And I never ate the pizza. I never ate the pizza on Family Friday pizza night. I always got a salad with dressing on the side because pizza would make me fat. And so he asked that, and I'm like, what is he talking about? Healthier is the apple. Unhealthy is pizza with chicken. However, pizza with chicken could actually balance your blood sugar if you have protein, fat, and carb. Okay, what? So if I just ate an apple, that's a carb. I love apples. I eat apples and I eat carbs every single day, but it will spike my blood sugar. Okay. So if you're having like oatmeal in the morning with blueberries and a little bit of like agave, that might be healthy, but that is all carbs and it is all a big glucose spike. Every time we spike our blood sugar, our body goes into havoc. So healthy, sweet potatoes, brown rice, amazing carbs. But if we eat that on its own, for example, for those of you that like track your macros for the day, and you know you have to have this much protein for the day and this much carbs for the day. First of all, that is way too much math. I cannot be on my phone any more than I am. And entering phone on an app, my food on an app is ridiculously time consuming and I want nothing to do with it. I'm doing math on my phone to be able to count my macros makes me want to jump off a bridge. But think about it. If you're talking about calories or macros, your protein, fats, and carbs for the day, you could easily put your body in a blood sugar roller coaster. If you were talking about fasting, and then you're not eating for a whole big chunk of the day, and then you're eating, but you're eating healthy, you are going to spike your blood sugar because you're eating all your food in a certain amount of time. We're going to do a whole thing on intermittent fasting, but like new studies just came out, and it's exactly what we've been saying it is. No shocker. Anyway, I'll get into that later. But eating healthy can spike your blood sugar. Now, is eating healthy, and when I say healthy, like eating clean, serving your body, all of that important? Yes, it's where you get your nutrients from. So many of us are actually malnourished because we eat chemicals, ultra processed food. So if you just automatically started going from all ultra processed foods, highly processed foods, to eating clean, whole, unprocessed food, your body is going to see a difference. That's where the clean, what is it called? Whole 30 comes in. You're simply going from packaged food or from food with sugar, salt, and fat and all that extra to clean, whole, unprocessed food. That's what you're doing. That's great. And so a lot of people will say, oh, I lost weight in Whole 30. Okay, but they take in no consideration for blood sugar stabilization. And simply put, it is not sustainable. If you're not eating clean perfectly, then something is wrong. You've done something wrong. It's that food becomes binary again. This is why we can't just teach food and we can't just teach mindset. We have to teach both. We have to understand what our body needs and we have to understand how our mind impacts the choices that we make. So if we're just eating healthy, if we're going with Whole 30, you are not taking into consideration blood sugar stabilization. If you are just eating healthy and you are committed to that, the minute you go unhealthy, you're cheating. It's no different than a diet. And because you're not focused on blood sugar stabilization, you're eating healthy, and yet you're not losing weight, you're gaining weight, and you still feel like crap, you're like, I have tried it all. Nothing actually works. That's where truthiness comes in. Truthiness is what I call little bits of truth that we hear around the town and we think is right. It kind of makes sense, but it's just not working for us. Well, that's because you're not based on total fact. You're based on truthiness. Every single diet has a bit of truthiness in it or has a bit of truth in it, therefore truthiness. And so it feels like something valid to try. But if we can just really just strip it down to what our body needs, blood sugar stabilization, serving our body more than we serve our soul, eating a protein, fat, and carb every 3 hours with an hour of waking up because we are a refuel as you go machine. We know by monitoring people's glucose in real time with a continuous glucose monitor that combination absolutely keeps your blood sugar stabilized. And because you're eating every 3 hours, we eat in a variety of ways. So you can eat from, like, we have an amazing recipe vault. It's closed right now. We only open our recipe subscription a couple of times a year, but like, if you go to disruptivenutrition.com/recipes, you can get on the wait list and we'll send you some free recipes. And then you can wait until it opens. But amazing recipes. We have over 700 in our vault. My kids can cook these meals. We make extra. I eat them the next day. Super, super simple. Or I do grab and go, PFC, like puzzle pieces. Boom, boom, boom. Turkey, almonds, apple. Instead of just the apple, if I have turkey and almonds with it, it's boring. Don't get me wrong. That's not like a gourmet meal, but it is fast and grab and go. I'm going to be fueling my body, eating healthy and balancing my blood sugar. Or maybe I'll do a protein shake or a protein bar. there's also a whole lot of garbage on the market. If you go to disruptivenutrition.com/shop, I think it is, or just go to our website, there's some there that I'm always on the hunt for, like clean protein shakes or protein bars. You can go there for my latest recommendations. You can eat every 3 hours. I do not care what career you're in. We work with the busiest people, doctors, teachers, nurses, people that live in their cars, basically work in their cars, work out of their cars, travel. I used to travel 2 weeks a month. So when you're eating every 3 hours of protein, fat, and carb, guess what? You didn't eat like perfectly healthy. You didn't eat like really on like a balance. You didn't balance your blood sugar. You just eat 3 hours later and you're right back on. Never are you off for the day. Never do you feel guilt. You might analyze it and say, okay, I intended to eat a certain way and I kind of like impulsively did this. What was the trigger of my behavior that like what brought me to that? And there might be some self-reflection. I always say no guilt, just data. And we just take a look at the data. And then we say, okay, I just get right back on in 3 hours. So I hope that you can see that eating healthy, yeah, it's like, of course, yeah, but that can't be the plan because you're never going to be in life where healthy is the best option right then and there, right? Maybe you're at a family function and you really need to serve your soul because you are having, like in my case, it's chicken paprikash on Christmas Eve. It is the most carb heavy, gluten heavy, dairy heavy meal of my life. And I eat as much as my belly can hold. And then I even add a little more. I go on a massive glucose spike for that. I do not care. It serves my soul and I love every single minute of it. But the beauty is that because I balance my blood sugar on a regular basis, because I have a consistent, strong relationship, marriage with me and my body, in that moment, it might be a 0, 100 on the balance of our marriage, right? But because I'm pretty consistent on how I show up for my body is sitting there going, you enjoy that meal. I got you right now. I know you're going to have a blood sugar spike, but I'm going to release insulin. We're going to take care of you. You don't worry about it. You don't do that to us very often. We got you, girl. It's amazing. So just eating healthy, you're going to be able to spike your blood sugar. The two are completely unrelated. And even more than that, you're not dealing with the mindset that you need to have to be able to actually live with food freedom. When you just go with the, oh, I'm just eating healthy thing, you aren't dealing with any of the dieting PTSD, any of the issues that you have with your body and the relationship that you have with your body, your confidence issues, because you're focused on healthy, just like a diet is focused on deprivation. It actually doesn't change how you're showing up for yourself and why. So we got to rewrite that whole narrative. So healthy on its own isn't going to get you anywhere. But I always call it eating clean and balanced, or healthy and balanced, serving your body and learning how to balance your blood sugar. It's a powerful combination. So if you are one of those people that are like, I got to figure this out, I've got to figure this out. I always say we can make more money. We can never make more time. If you have been going around this roller coaster for decades, and if you're honest with yourself, you probably have been, it's time to get it figured out. So I do this every once in a while where I put together a little interactive quiz so you can kind of determine what's going on with you. You can kind of see if blood sugar is possibly the issue going on with you and actually interact with me. I got a little quiz that's interactive. I'm going to actually ask you questions. You're going to respond back, and we're going to walk through a little choose your own adventure. And then if you are really saying like, I need to figure this out, I want to know what it looks like to work with you, I am willing to invest in myself, then we will invite you for a complimentary call with one of our coaches to talk about what we do and how we do it, and to see if we really think you would be a great fit for what we do with our clients. All right, you guys. So hopefully you can go take that survey. I'll put it down here in the comments. And I'd love for you to comment. Tell me what you're thinking about this difference between eating healthy and balanced, and recognizing the difference between what your body needs and also why it's so important for your mindsets. Remember, wherever you are in your journey, there's a place for you at Disruptive Nutrition. So stick around, get in our free Facebook group, do the interactive little survey quiz that I put together for you, and let's figure out your next steps. Thanks.